Alright, we're going to go ahead and continue working on this tail a bit here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn off my turbo smooth by hitting this little light bulb. Alright, and turn off my showing results. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is we're going to shape this up a bit. And the idea here is I'm going to right click, hide unselected, so I'm just working with the tail. I'm going to grab these outside verts right here. As you can see, I'm grabbing both outside, not the middle vert. And I'm going to come in my left viewport so you can see what's going on. And then pay attention to perspective as well. I'm actually just going to bring those in slightly. And as you can see, we're kind of tapering off a little bit. So at the same time, I'm going to come to my perspective. I'm going to grab this one, and we're just going to bring that in a little bit. And then of course I can grab these outside ones. I'm going to just kind of shape it up. And this one as well. These verts, I'm going to bring those in a little bit. And I'm going to grab this one and this one on the outside. Bring that up a bit. And then technically we can leave that one down there. Alright. I'll do that on the opposite side now. So, we kept that. Alright, now I'm going to actually come down here. Or up here, I'm going to grab those ones on top. And just tuck them down in a little bit. Grab these ones. The reason I'm showing you this, because we're going to eventually do this to the wings as well. To help shape them out. Here, let me go ahead and grab, I'm going to highlight and grab those. Just bring them down a little bit more. Alright, and then let's go ahead and I'm going to rotate around here. I'm going to grab those ones. And just kind of bring them in. Alright, down here as well, I'm going to grab those. Like I said, it's good to get used to doing stuff like this just to, help shape out your model. And it's all about paying attention to your details. Alright, and then we'll grab these two and bring them down slightly. There we go. We just kind of, Alt W. We just kind of helped it shape the wing out a bit, or the tail I should say. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my turbo smooth back on. Alright, and looks like we helped it out a little bit more. Alright, so we're looking pretty good. I'm going to unhide everything. Alt W, I'm just backing out. Alright, next thing we're going to work on is our the air duct right here. I don't know why I keep calling it fuselage and air duct. I think the fuel thing, normally on a P-51, they usually detach them after they were going on their bombing runs with the B-17s and the B-24s. They had that extra fuel tank that was there. That's why they were able to escort them all the way to Germany. But this one, I think, this is just as air duct, so I apologize if I keep calling it a fuselage. Alright, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and turn off my turbo smooth. And turn off my showing results. And I'm going to hit Alt X, so we're in X-ray form now. Now I'm going to take these verts and just kind of shape this up a little bit, because what I'm going to do now is we're going to extrude this bottom part out. Now what I do want to show you is references on P-51s, if you ever look at them, this is not really quite attached, so let me see if I can Google something really quick. And I'm going to type in just, P-51 plane. And I'm going to go to images here, and let's see what we come up with. Let's go to large too, just so we get some large images here. Now, by the way, that's a great looking, well, that's a great looking 3D model. This one is really nicely textured and detailed. Good job, whoever did that. Alright, but anyways, back to some details on our fuselage here. or yeah, air duct, I should say. I keep saying that. Let me see if I can find something. Okay, like right here, this plane right here. As you can see, it kind of is somewhat detached a bit right there. Let me click on the full. Yeah, so there we go. Kind of comes out and it's kind of hangs under the belly there. All right. Obviously, I'm not, whatever. I'm not sure which model this one is. P-51 DC. I'm not sure. Looks like they got something else that's attached, or extrudes out from the backside. But that's okay. But when you start modeling, planes of certain types, you want to get as much reference as possible. That way you can, it'll help you in your modeling process. So not only using your references, but actually getting tons and tons of images. All right, or even better if you have an actual, me and my dad used to go to the air shows all the time. Actually, hopefully I can go sometime this year at Nellis Air Force Base. They usually have the Thunderbird show, and they always have like awesome planes there, like P-51, B-17s. Some of the best references to go off on is actually taking photos of the real thing. So I've been to the air show before and just taken plenty of pictures of B-17s and P-51s. They're really beautiful planes and stuff. So all right, well, let's go back to our model here. I'm gonna go ahead and close that out. All right, so in this case, I'm aligning this edge, or these verts right here, where you can see those edges, and I'm lining them right about where that fuselage kind of breaks off. So I'm going to take my polygons here, and I am going to grab those polys, these ones, and yeah, just those. And if you see, I'm going to go to my perspective so you can see what's going on. I'm going to right click, hide unselected, and hit Alt X so you can see which ones I'm grabbing. I'm grabbing those 4. Alright? And the idea is what we're going to do is we're going to extrude this using our extrude tool and extrude it down slightly like that. So if I go back and unhide my reference images, I'm going to hit Alt X. You can see that we're kind of shaping this out. So that's pretty good. I'm going to hit just OK. And then from there I'm going to take these verts and I'm just going to tuck them right there. I'm going to grab these ones. It does have that little tail right there. I'm going to tuck those in right here, and I'm going to grab these and just kind of tuck them right under there. Now I'm going to go back to my, perspective here, and I'm going to hide unselected, so we're just working with this. Alt W. Alright, what I'm going to do here now is take this vert and just kind of bring it up slightly, and probably grab this one and just help shape it out a bit. We can probably grab these and pull them up. Alright, so I'm going to get my reference images again. Oops, let's bring this down slightly. Alright, but I'm actually going to take some of these outside verts, bring it down. I can probably take these ones, bring them down slightly. And these ones I'm going to help bring them down, because we're going to kind of box this out a little bit. Alright, now from here, I'm going to actually take this back image. I'm going to deselect this. I'm going to take this, or I should say the front image, and just slide it through a little bit. Alright, I'm going to grab my geometry again, which is the plane, hide unselected, and then I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. Alright, I'm going to actually take these polys. I'm going to delete this one and this one. So I'm going to delete them. I'm going to grab my border, just like that. And then from my left view here, I'm going to unhide my images again. I'm actually going to shift drag this out a bit and match that point. And I'll hit Alt X so you can see what's going on. So I just kind of match that point right there. I'm going to take these verts and just bring them back like that, and of course I'm going to tuck this back in, that one vert right there, and match that up. And I can probably take this one and match it up slightly like that. Alright, so with that being done, I'm going to go back to my perspective here. I'm going to hide unselected, Alt X, So I'm out of X-ray. I'm going to take this vert here and just kind of help it out a little bit. Alright, now from here, I'm going to actually take my border. And I have it already selected. I'll deselect it and select it again. I'm going to hold down, I'm going to get my scale uniform. Right here, uniform scale. Hold down shift. I'm just going to duplicate that edge a little bit. And maybe bring it in. No, let's just duplicate it like that. Alright. And then from here on this side, I'll hit Alt X. With that edge still selected, the border, I'm going to shift drag it right back into here. Alright, and then I'll just take those verts and just somewhat shape them up here. And I'll grab that one right there. I'll just tuck it in. I'll grab this one, tuck it back a little bit. Grab that vert, tuck it back. We can probably tuck this down too as well. Somewhat like that, which is fine. So if I hit Alt X, this is what we have so far. Now we're going to start detailing this out a bit. So if I turn on my Turbo Smooth, you can see we're starting to get the shape of the fuselage, but I kind of want to control it a little bit more, my edges, so it rounds off better. So I'm going to turn that off, Turbo Smooth, and what I'm going to do is, you know what, let's help this out a bit. I'm going to grab this vert and this vert, and I'm going to bring those down slightly to make it a little bit thicker. At the same time, I'm grabbing this one, and let's bring that down just a bit to make it a little bit thicker. Alright. And it's always good to always pay attention to your model. So I'm going to grab both these verts and just kind of bring them forward a little bit. Something like that. And like I said, I'm really picky about things. Okay, there we go. Now, with that being shaped out a bit, let's take our edges here. And notice when we turn on our Turbo Smooth, it's getting nice and smooth, but we want to help it out. So I'm going to grab this edge, I'm going to ring it, connect it, and I'm going to slide, not pinch, but I'm going to slide this down right on the edge slightly right there. I'm going to hit my check mark to OK. I'm going to grab it again, that edge, ring it, connect, and I'm going to slide it back the opposite way now. Alright, now I'm going to grab, now as you can see, just with those cuts here, we turn on our Turbo Smooth, we start to shape it out a little bit better. I'm just going to even help it out a little bit more. I'm going to grab this edge, I'm going to grab this edge right here, ring it, connect, and I'm going to slide this one up a little bit. You don't want to slide it and overlap it, just, you know, slide it really close. Like the closer the harder the edge, the further the more rounder it'll be. Alright, that looks pretty good. And then I'll do it on this side. I'm going to grab this edge, which I believe I have. Look, looks like we're having a problem here. Notice our edges are not showing up when we grab them. If this ever happens to you, Max tends to do it all the time. Here, I'm going to delete this Turbo Smooth. Just take your polygons, convert them to a mesh, and then convert it back to a poly. And then that should reset it, and then we can grab our edges. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these edges. I'm going to ring it, connect, and I'm going to slide this one somewhat down. This little technique that you're learning here, this is going to help you control your edges and the shape of your mesh. I'm going to hit OK. Drop my Turbo Smooth right back on. Crank it up to 2, and then I'm going to show my line displays. As you can see, we got this slightly shaping out a lot better now. Alright, now you can even take it a step further if you'd like. I'm going to turn off my Turbo Smooth. I'm actually going to, let's see, I can grab like an edge, any one of these edges, doesn't matter. I'm going to ring it. And when things are rings around like that, that lets you know that you got some pretty good typology going on. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and connect, And I'm actually going to slide this one, yeah, about right there. Alright. And then I may do it to the top as well. So I'm going to grab that edge. I'm going to ring it, connect, and I'm going to slide this one back up this way. And press OK. Now with just those two connects there, you can see where we cut those edges. If I throw on my Turbo Smooth, you can see we're kind of shaping it out a little bit more. This way it kind of boxes it out a little bit. Now if I wanted to, I could bring that slightly back down. So I'm going to turn off my Turbo Smooth, get Control Z to back up, but I'm going to do the connect again. But this time I'm going to slide it somewhere closer then, and then hit my Turbo Smooth. That way, you know, it kind of rounds off a little bit. And of course, you know, we can actually come to our vertexes and show end results if we have to. And you can start shaping these out a bit. Maybe I need to grab these and just kind of bring them down slightly. Or maybe I didn't need it that round. Maybe I needed to come in here, add another edge. In smooth form, I can ring it, works the same way, connect. And I can slide this up a little bit so I have that extra edge. Press OK. And then I can grab those verts, you know, right there, and just kind of, you know, if I need to shape them out more, pull it out. Oops. Obviously, I'd have to grab all these all the way through. I'm not going to do that though. But just to let you know, you can kind of, you know, you can really help shape out your model a lot better. Alright, so I'm going to turn off my showing results here. So I guess that looks pretty good. And there you go. We're starting to get the fuselage down. We're getting some hard edges down in here. So if we go back to our reference image, you know, we can start to shape this out a little bit if we needed to. Let me grab these verts and just kind of, you know, I can tuck these in slightly. We can probably grab these and just bring them down slightly, and bring these ones down slightly. Alright, so there you go. Let me hide unselected and turn off my edges, and let's go, there we go. So we're starting to get them shaped out a bit. Alright, next thing we're going to do is I'm going to finish up, you know, I'm going to kind of detail the nose out a bit. Not the propeller yet, but the nose, and then we'll work on the canopy. Alright, we're going to go ahead and continue working on this plane here. So I'm going to hit Alt-W. I'm going to unhide my references. Now, yes, we can take it a step further, and you know, obviously I'm going to actually grab these, take my scale tool here, and just kind of scale it out slightly. Alright, don't get me wrong, I mean, we can sit here and shape this out, you know, tweak out our you know, our model slightly. Let me go to vertex and turn these on. We can kind of grab certain parts, you know, and help shape this out to match it up a lot better, you know, or actually put the cuts that we need to put in here and so forth. Alright, but we're just going to go ahead and continue. Like I said, you can always come back and tweak out your model. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and work on, let me turn off my Turbo Smooth here. I'm going to work on the nose portion right here. I'm going to hit my F4. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and take this border here, and let me turn off my showing results. We're going to take this border. I'm just going to actually shift drag it. Now I can even, you know, I can get really technical with it. I mean, if we want to put that little duct or whatever, that little air part right here that flows in here, if we want to, I can take this, ring it, connect it, and maybe slide that down. Whoops, slide this down slightly right about there. Hit OK. So we have that extra edge, and then if we wanted to, we could actually bridge these, I guess, or yeah, I can either cap it or bridge it. If I took my border, capped it, and what we could do is I could probably take this face and set it in slightly, We can do something like that. Press OK. And then I'll probably just take this face and delete it off. And what we could do is start, you know, bridging these together. Let's see, I can take this and probably bridge it just like that. And probably this one and this one, just bridge it. That way we have that little canopy, or that, not canopy, what am I talking about? We can have that little air duct right there. And then I can probably take this border right here and just shift drag it in slightly. And then I guess if we wanted to, we could probably, to make it easier on us, I'm actually going to take this edge, these edges, and just connect them down. And we're going to slide that in the middle slightly. So it's something like that, and if it helps, we can go to our front and just line it up better. And then from there, I'm just going to take this edge and just kind of target weld it to that. There we go. So we got something like that. Now if I hit my turbo smooth on, you know, we got that little air duct right there. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of control it now. So let's take our edges here. Take this edge, I'm going to ring it, connect it, and I'm going to slide it up front slightly, about right there. Alright, let's turn on our turbo smooth and test it out. That looks pretty good. Now the last thing I want to do is I probably want to sharpen this up a little bit on the edge. So I'm going to grab this one, ring it, connect it, and I'll slightly, I'm going to move that over, slide it over here. Now let's test that out. Okay, that looks pretty good. So there we go. We got somewhat of our, you know, air duct or whatever you call that little air hole. And we can even take it a step further if we'd like. We could probably, yeah, I'll test this out. I'm not sure if this will work, but you know, we can actually take this edge, ring it, possibly connect it, so we have it down here. The only thing I'm worried about is if we start adding too many edges that are close, we're gonna start getting weird shapes going on. So actually, I think we're okay without that. We could, let me see if I can think of anything that can help that little area out. Possibly maybe, oh, we could possibly grab one of these, ring it, connect it maybe. Like I said, I'm just experimenting. Bring it down right over here. I don't know if that really helped it. Did flatten it out on top a little bit, but that's pretty good. I guess we can leave it at that, you know, nothing wrong with that. Alright, so I'm gonna go and unhide everything. So as you can see, we got that little air part. You know, we can actually tweak this out a little bit, bring it down slightly, you know, before we add the nose. Alright, so from here, let's go ahead and work on our canopy. Now this is probably a really tricky part that we're going to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off my turbo smooth. And like it said, if it helps, you know, if you feel like your mesh is starting to get a little jaggedy, you know, you can always grab these. And let's see if we can test out relax a little bit. And if you have this, there's this button here. Where is it? It's in Polygon form. You have relax. If you click that, it kind of relaxes your geometry slightly, you know, and just kind of shapes it out. So now it's not so, you know, that way it's not so, you know, relaxes basically our geometry. Let me see. We got to be careful though, because now we got certain areas that are like overlapping. So we're just going to take that and just kind of raise it up. Oh, not that piece, but looks like it's this piece right under it. There we go. So now our geometry is a little relaxed. Let's go ahead and turn on our turbo smooth and see how that's working. Okay, much better. Alright, so let's go ahead and let's work on the canopy.